Today, I decided to perform the boldest experiment I have ever attempted. It all started with a comment from one of my followers named Sarah Johnson S8K, Eevee and Zygarde fusion. At first, I thought it was just a random idea. But the more I thought about it, the more interesting the question became. What if the Pokémon with the most adaptable DNA in the world was combined with the guardian of the ecosystem made from thousands of living cells? And even more interesting, what if that fusion could still evolve? To answer that question, I had to start from the beginning.
I needed Eevee. My journey started in a vast forest, filled with towering trees and tall grass.
According to the habitat data I studied, wild Eevee often appeared near berry plants and natural water sources. I placed several berries as bait and patiently waited.
I watched from a distance, holding my breath. It cautiously approached the bait I left. It was so cautious as it sniffed the berries.
I didn't want to scare it away. I placed a few more berries on the ground and sat quietly, waiting for its trust. Once Eevee finally got close enough, I gently threw a Pokeball toward it. The Pokeball shook once, twice, 3 times, and then stopped. Ding! I had successfully captured Eevee.
But the real journey had only just begun. I still needed Zygarde, the legendary guardian of the world's balance. I traveled through mountains, caves, rivers, and valleys, carrying a special core energy detector designed to locate traces of Zygarde. One day, the detector suddenly started beeping loudly inside a remote valley. Standing before me was Zygarde 10% form, watching me from afar. I knew I couldn't capture it through force. Instead, I placed a ground energy crystal. It could help stabilize the environment in front of it.
Zygarde slowly approached. That was when I used a special core-capturing Pokeball. After a tense moment, I finally succeeded in capturing it.
I immediately returned to my laboratory with the 2 Pokémon that would become part of the biggest experiment of my life.
The laboratory machines powered on. Eevee's DNA and Zygarde's cells appeared as holograms and slowly began interacting with each other.
Initializing the DNA sync. Eevee's genetic code is responding. The cellular bond is holding!
Surprisingly, Zygarde's cells did not reject Eevee's DNA. Instead, they began merging together to create an entirely new life form.
Green light filled the room, and from inside the experimental chamber emerged a Pokémon that had never existed before.
I named it Eeveegarde. Its body resembled Eevee but was covered with glowing hexagonal patterns like Zygarde and carried an energy core on its back. To support its growth, I fed it oran berries, citrus berries, lum berries, and special energy minerals that I created in the laboratory.
Day after day, Eeveegarde's energy increased rapidly. It was finally time for its first combat test.
I built a simulation robot DR-01 Leviathan, a giant combat machine with abilities similar to a legendary water dragon. The battle began. Eeveegarde unleashed Thousand Tail, while Leviathan retaliated with powerful dragon energy attacks. A massive explosion shook the arena. Eeveegarde was thrown into the wall and could no longer continue the fight.
My first experiment had failed. I felt disappointed watching my creation lose its very first combat test. Eeveegarde's energy core began glowing brightly. Eevee's adaptive DNA finally reached its limit, and Zygarde's cells started reconstructing Eeveegarde into a much stronger form.
It had now evolved into Omega Eeveegarde, its ultimate form with energy tails and a massive glowing core in its chest. For the final test, I created DR-02, Titan Serpent, the largest combat robot I had ever built. The final battle began. Titan Serpent attacked relentlessly, but Omega Eeveegarde could now adapt to every incoming attack. Omega Eeveegarde finally activated World Balance Mode, unleashed Genesis Beam, destroying Titan Serpent with one massive attack.
As I watched it standing in the middle of the smoke-filled arena, surrounded by debris, I realized something.
Perhaps Eevee and Zygarde were able to unite not because of power, but because they shared the same purpose: to adapt, to protect, and to preserve the balance of the world. Our adventure doesn't end here. Do you have any Pokémon ideas you want us to cover? Thoughts on today's video? Drop them right down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.